write down the topic. Data enriches our cognition but dulls our sensitivity. Okay, so essentially what we are doing is I'm getting you the data wala issue and this issue is important for any discussions on internet, any discussions on social media, any discussions about the role of big tech, any discussions about issues on privacy, any issues on the role of government. Okay, it is important part of the new age economy. Okay, it's part of the social challenges. Okay, you can also link this to problems of security. So कोई भी topic, okay, जो data के around or any data discussions can be used in these many topics. Anything about new age economy, anything about globalization and its aftermath. Okay, social challenges क्या हैं, how data can be misused, privacy concerns, the problems related to the threat to identity, the thefts, role of government. Government wants to control data, government wants to use the data, government can misuse the data, internet itself, okay, all aspects of internet, it's all around the data, social media discussions, security and threats, conflicts, role of big tech. Big techs kaun hai? Those massive, okay, companies, they're almost like monopolistic companies, deep in terms of that data analysis ability, using algorithms. You have got this FANGs. They've talked about Facebook, now called as Meta. Okay, Google, Amazon, all of them, they're part of big techs. Okay, and privacy issues, of course. These are the areas you can use the discussions. Okay, so the topic is data enriches our cognition but dulls our sensitivity. So you tell me now, what is the first step in this? The first step in our essays writing is that you have to get started with our summary rephrase. So the first is any smart beginning, any type of a shock, okay, or a surprised based facts, data, okay, numbers. Again, some of you can talk about quotes also. Okay, smart beginning, and then of course you move on towards a rephrase. So one of you just asked me, what about quotes? Abhi pucha aapne, what about quotes? See, my answer to this is, quotes are a very good way of beginning, provided the quote is appropriate to the topic asked. And there is every possibility that most of you do not know more than 6-7 quotes. Okay, 4, 5, 6 quotes. So 4, 5, 6 quotes ko use karna becomes very, very difficult, and to make it appropriate and relevant to the topic asked. So quotes are a good way to begin, provided you have the right quote with you. So if you can remember quotes, okay, something on women, something on issues of globalization, something on environment, okay, something related to maybe social problems like poverty, hunger, and the rest. Okay, so if you do not know the right quote, it's no use. One. Number two, aap jo analogy bol rahe ho na, analogy. Yes, this is also a very good beginning, provided you again know how to write analogy in short. Your analogy cannot be 1.5 page ka write-up. Analogy is basically some kind of a story. ठीक है? So अगर आपको analogy पता है, आप लिख सकते हो, लिखो. But my convenience is, if I can use some facts, the facts includes some examples. If I can use some numbers, which I am expected to know. I know numbers around environment. I know numbers around Okay, poverty. I know numbers around agriculture. I know some data around, say, India's energy crisis. I know numbers around maybe some war and conflicts. I know some facts. Agar ye use karoge, it is more safer. So you can use quotes provided you know the right appropriate quote. You can use analogies if you know how to write a story in short. Otherwise, you might spill over. That's my suggestion. Okay, so for example, this particular question, बताओ आप क्या data use करो, क्या quote use करो. Let's see. We eat data like pizza, okay, and get our pie, but forget those who don't even have their bread. Okay, fine, ठीक है. Like gold in medieval, oil in 20th century, data is a new age source of fortune which can lead to both war and wealth. Again, आपको ये capture, ये essence capture करो तो better है. Okay, so ठीक है, fine, that's okay. Without data, you are just another person with opinion. No. Apurv. Okay, you tell me this statement, is it pro data or is it anti data? आपको क्या लगता है? Data enriches our cognition but dulls our sensitivity. Is it talking in favor of data or is it talking against data? The catch here is this part. It dulls our sensitivity. This is the twist in your essay. Okay. Yes. जो but add कर दिया ना, but it enriches our cognition but dulls our sensitivity. The focus of the essay is here. The focus of essay is not on enrichment. Okay. I would read this as a more important part of the discussion than the first one. Data will talk to you if you are willing to listen. Okay, I would like data will talk to you the way you want to listen. So that's probably the more important twist. Okay. Anyways, I hope you understand that conversation here. Okay, the idea is, let's see, essays ka interpretation. Okay, it's very open. Okay, you can write whatever you want there, but some things are more obvious. Okay, this essay is more around dulling sensitivity aspects of the data. See, a very important part of the essay is you must understand the meaning of the essay, meaning of the topic, and you must also understand the tone of the topic. ये टॉपिक का टोन क्या है? Anybody can tell me tone क्या है? Is it really a positive tone with respect to data, or does it have a bit more of critical tone with respect to data? So this topic में the sense of being critical is more obvious than the obvious benefits of data. Yes. Okay, so that's why I'm saying if you know a quote which is relevant, use it. Otherwise, don't get trapped. Okay, now let's come to the second part. Okay, rephrase. Okay, come to rephrase now. Rephrase में क्या करते हैं? What do we do for rephrase? We try to rewrite this topic. But in another set of words. Okay, so how do you rewrite this? Okay, so what are the words? One is data. Okay, data enriches. Okay, cognition, but it also dulls. Sensitivity. ये तीन words important है. ये तीन phrases. So what are the alternate words of data? Data का alternate words क्या है? Okay, it's information. Alternate word is number. Okay, data also means statistics. Okay, data also means facts. Data is personal details. What do you mean by enrichment of cognition? Okay, what is the meaning of the word or phrase enrichment of cognition? Okay, this basically means what? Helps us understand better, helps us appreciate better. It adds to our information. It enlarges our knowledge. Okay. It exposes us to more information. Okay. It makes us, it helps more awareness. Okay. It helps us think and analyze. Yeah. So enrichment of cognition means what? Like it helps us think more. It helps us analyze more. It creates more awareness. It gives us more information. It helps us enlarge our knowledge. It helps us add to our information. Okay. It helps us appreciate, and understand issues. Dulls sensitivity means what? It makes us emotionless. Okay. Less feelings, less empathy, okay. Less connectedness. Okay. What's the meaning of the word dull sensitivity? It kind of builds apathy. It makes us less responsive. This is a very important exercise in your essay writing. Yes, it desensitizes. That's the obvious word. It desensitizes. Anybody can tell me, why are we doing this? When I'm saying rephrase, why are we doing this? Can you tell me the objective of rephrasing a topic? What is the objective of rephrasing? Why are we doing this? To tell the examiner you understand. Yes, okay. To show that we understand. Okay, very nice. Okay, so iska two-pronged approach hai. Okay, it helps us to understand. It helps give us the direction on how and what to think. Plus, it helps tell the examiner that we understand. ये दो objective है. Okay, so if you rephrase a topic, say it's like this. Okay, I give you a word. Say I give you a word cloud. Think on this. If I give you a word and I say think on this, so you'll go into brainstorming. And यहाँ पर क्या होता है? Thinking is uncontrolled. Thinking is directionless. Thinking is random. But if I say think on the word cloud, but think in terms of what is its shape, think in terms of what is its color, think in terms of how formed, think in terms of the consequence, think in terms of types. Think karo, but think on these lines. What do you think is more convenient? Is thinking like this more convenient, or thinking like this is more convenient? Which is more convenient? Which is a better way to build a story? Yeah. This is good. This is good for new ideas. This is good for divergent ideas. But the problem with this is, this is random, difficult to organize, and difficult when constrained by time. इससे पता नहीं चलेगा कि क्या सोचें क्या ना सोचें, and you go tangential. If you do this, you're more organized. This is what I call as directed brainstorming. This is directed brainstorming. This is aided thinking. Okay, जब time pressure होगा, what will you want? In time pressure, will you want random creativity? You have no idea what to write on, or will you want a more organized way of thinking? What will you prefer? Time constraint hai, 1 घंटा hai, आधे घंटे में लिखना hai. What would you prefer? Okay, I hope you understand this point here. That's why, so when I give you a topic, say आपको मैंने ये topic दे दिया, and I say, now think and write about this. अब क्या सोचोगे? Okay, when I say think about this, what will you think? On what direction will you think? What is it you need to avoid? What is it you need to go after? अब क्या करोगे इसमें? So the solution is that think in terms of rephrasing it. ये जो rephrasing किया ना, कि data का मतलब क्या है? Okay, cognition का मतलब क्या है? Sensitivity का मतलब क्या है? You are kind of thinking in a more organized way. That's why the rephrasing of the topic helps us understand what to write. It gives us a direction on what to write. Plus, it tells the examiner that you understand the question pretty well. I hope you understand the objective of this now. So now if I go back, okay, I said, now use all of this to write a short rephrase. Okay, data is information, numbers, statistics, facts, details. Okay, it helps us understand better, appreciate better, adds information. It gives us knowledge. It helps us process, okay, and access knowledge. Okay, it helps us think, analyze, but it makes us less emotional. But it makes us more apathetic. We lose empathy. It results in less connectedness. It results in, okay, less responsiveness. So if I combine these words, okay, I get a rephrase. So मेरा rephrase कैसे होगा? Information and the diversity of facts and events we are exposed to by various channels and mediums at the rate under this information revolution age. It does help know more and understand issues better. However, there is a rapid and progressive decline in our ability to connect and feel for the concerns. Okay, with more information, we run the risk of getting desensitized. All of you make sense? Yeah? Information and the diversity of facts and the events that we are exposed to by various channels and media. Okay, and the rate it's happening under this information revolution, it does help us to know more. Okay, it helps us to understand issues better. So this is part of what? This is part of, I said, okay, better cognition. We know things more, we understand more, we think more. However, there is a rapid and a progressive decline in our ability to connect and feel for the concerns. Okay, with more information, we run the risk of getting desensitized. Okay, so this is the part of, okay, we having less sensitivity. Exposure to more data, okay, is more likely to result in apathy and less responsible, okay, actions. Less. So even if we know the issue, does not mean our actions will be more responsible. There is a rapid and a progressive decline in our ability to connect and feel for the concern. With more information, we run the risk of getting desensitized. Exposure to more data is more likely to result in apathy and less responsible action. This is your rephrase. You have got about 60-70 words with you now. You have to shorten that. I'm just demonstrating here. So write shorter ones, no problem. Shorter ones can have 7-8. ठीक है, fine. आपको तोड़ दो और क्या? That's all. You're right. You should write short sentences. Okay. Facts we are explored to more variety channels and media. Like यहाँ पर stop कर दो. Stop it here. At this rate, okay, it does help no more understand issues more. That's okay. However, there is a rapid and abrupt decline in our ability to connect and feel for the concerns. That is okay. This is also short enough. Okay, with more information, okay, we get desensitized. Okay, this is also fine. That's it. I think this is not too long. This sentence is not too long. So one sentence, second sentence, third sentence, fourth and fifth sentence. So that's rephrase. That's rephrase. Yes, you start with this type of introduction. आपका आधा पेज या 3/4 पेज आपका ऐसे हो गया. Okay, will anybody say this is not on the topic? Will anybody say कि I am digressing? It's a बहुत important part of your essay is don't miss the topic. Don't miss the topic. ये बहुत important aspect है. Don't miss the topic. Okay, if you miss the topic, you run the risk of scoring really poor. Topic को miss मत करना. Now the next I said is let's have a contextual discussion. What do I mean by contextual discussion? Means some writing on the broader theme, but not directly elaborating the topic. Okay, this is what I mean by contextual discussion. So can you tell me what is the contextual discussion here? ये जो topic है, इसका contextual background क्या होगा? Dulls our sensitivity कहाँ से आ रहा है? Dulls our sensitivity. ऐसा क्या हुआ है? What has happened in the recent past that tells me that it has dulled our sensitivity? Yes, people dying in COVID. And we are almost talking about death like any other word. या आप लोग घर में कैसे हैं? Okay, अरे यार मेरे चाचा जी मर गए. ओह हो अच्छा मेरी मामी जी मर गई. Okay, आप कैसे हैं? क्या करूं? तबीयत खराब लग रहा है. This morning, you know, my husband died. Oh my God. Okay, my friends, 2 children died. Understand the idea of desensitized conversation? And I'm sure you have seen this. The type of numbers we are churning. Have you not heard this type of conversation? अरे वहां पर ना 20 लोग मर गए. अरे यार क्या दिन आ गए पता नहीं. हमारे गांव में ना 50 लोग मर गए. Okay, oh, that bus fell down from the top and this is what happened. Yes. So we are desensitized. Okay, we don't feel like. So the type of debates we have on the media, the type of discussions we have on the televisions, the numbers are like, dead, meaningless numbers. वो contextual है ना. What do you mean by contextual? कि background बताओ कि ये वाला क्यों पूछा जा रहा है? Okay, pandemic is the context here. So वैसे ही शुरू करो अगर शुरू करना है आपको. You can start from here, continuous discussion that 2021 was one of the most depressing years in the history, in the recent history of mankind. Okay. The rate of infection spread, the ordeal of millions of slum dwellers walking and cycling back home, shocked the entire conscience of the society. However, as deaths increased and reports of unattended patients and dead bodies came in, people progressively were seen to get increasingly apathetic with the shocking numbers. Can you all see how I'm developing this essay here? 2021 was one of the most depressing years in the recent history of mankind. इसमें कहीं भी डेटा के बारे में है नहीं. The history of infection spread, the ordeal of millions of slum dwellers walking and cycling back home, it shocked our conscience. Yes, initially to start with, okay, we were so shocked, very pained and whatever. However, as the deaths increased and the reports of unattended patients or dead bodies came in, people increasingly became more and more apathetic. Okay, and they were less likely to be shocked than that they were earlier. This only shows this is also true. This is also true about okay, reports and incidences of gruesome crimes in conflict regions and in the depressing reports about extreme poverty and destitution. Okay, ये जो problem है that we are getting more and more apathetic. This is also true if I look at the reports that come in from the conflict regions. The number of people dying, the number of people shot dead, some of them, yes. And it's also true in the reports, okay, from areas of poverty, areas of destitution. So I'm trying to establish, I'm trying to establish that more information, motion is actually okay, making us more and more apathetic. Yes, it's like a storytelling way, correct? This is your introduction. Yes, extinction, homelessness, refugees, impact of global warming. सबसे बड़ा अच्छा example तो है ना, we have forgotten the count of COPs. जो Convention of Parties COP और 26 कब हो गया पता ही नहीं चला. Till first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 तक we were confused. उसके बाद तो we have lost count. Now the COP is like an annual event happening every year. The annual festival of climate crisis celebration हो गया. We have desensitized. आप 26 कर रहे हो, 105 कर रहे हो, how the hell do we care? Okay, the problem will not be solved. अभी भी आ रहा doubts आने वाले हैं. So these kind of numbers, they don't actually really impact us. Yes, even the no number of questions in prelims. Okay. ठीक है? I hope you understand what we are doing here. So दो part हो गया आपके essay का. Okay, you have started with some smart fact. You have attempted how to rephrase the topic, and then I said start with a contextual development. Something contextual, कुछ background के साथ में शुरू करो. कितना पेज हो गया? I think you must have written up approximately about 2 pages by now. Okay, 2 pages हो गया आपका? The introduction is approximately 20% of your essay. 2 pages done? Yeah, 1.25. Okay, 1.5, 1.25 pages. Good enough. Okay, now you come towards the body of the essay. Body of the essay mein, remember what are the elements? You elaborate. Okay, elaborate is something like extending the contextual discussion. But this time you focus on the topic. You focus on the topic, not the theme. You will give reasons. When you give reasons, this is your analytical component. Try to write something smart, something insightful. This is your creativity angle. Okay. And you bring in the idea of India or a global based example. Okay. So elaboration is you continue with the contextual, you expand a bit more. You elaborate, okay, whatever. So look at how I'm elaborating. Data is very important in today's economy and in every aspect of our lives and living. Data, okay, comma, personal details, consumer behavior, details, comma, questions asked, etc., are all very important in developing the next generation AI ML based technologies. Data becomes the basis of predictive models. Do you understand how am I elaborating here? Okay, देखो इसके पहले देखो. Look at the type of write-up I have for the contextual one. इसमें कहीं data का ज़्यादा discussion है नहीं. There is a pandemic, people suffered, they are walking back home, more deaths are happening, patients unattended, but we were pathetic. Have I talked about the importance of data anywhere here? It's also true for conflict regions. It is also true for poverty, destitution. Do you see any obvious direct reference to the type of data we are using? Yes, you can do that. Rags. You can start ancient times. Okay, but it's a very formula-based beginning. Right from the ancient times, since the early man, okay, we have been using numbers and data. The invention of zero by Aryabhatta, okay, number and data has always been a significant part of our cultural history. Okay, the type of temples we have made, वो थोड़ा ज़्यादा खिंच जाता है. Ancient times से data का क्या बोलोगे यार? Data is important, become important now. I'm not saying we didn't have numbers. Okay, so if you stretch it towards ancient of everything, it's a mechanical beginning. But करो कोई दिक्कत नहीं, there's no formula not to do that. But I'm differentiating that this type of story, which is a contextual story, is different from this type of write-up here. यहाँ पर मैं data पे hit किया है. Data is very important. Data different types होता है. Data is important for AI technology. Data is important for predictive models. Can you see direct reference to data types and significance. Can you all see this? Second line, data, personal details, consumer behavior details, questions asked, FAQs जो हैं. Okay, you know, your login details, your phone number. यहाँ पर क्या किया? I have explained what are the types of data. Okay, here I have said data is all pervasive. Data हर जगह है. This I have talked about importance of data. Are you getting the elaboration angle better now? Data is very important in every aspect of today's life, economy, different types of data, the basis of AI technologies, basis of predictive models. I'm elaborating. Okay, data has helped us. Data has helped understand. Okay, scientific processes. Okay, we use data analytics in all complex phenomena appreciation. Okay, data is important in atmospheric weather predictions. Data driven processes are more exact in modeling say real life events. See what I'm doing? I'm elaborating. We use data analytics in all complex phenomena appreciation. जो भी complex है. Data is the basis of atmospheric prediction. Data is the basis of modeling, technologies, whatever we have. Data helps us understand scientific processes better. Do you all understand the meaning of elaboration? I'm elaborating now. I'm demonstrating what I mean by elaboration. Is it okay, all of you? I'm elaborating. Okay. Data, whether or what else can you write? Can you tell me? What else can you write under elaboration? You can talk about data. Okay. Data processing technologies have improved. Talk about those supercomputers. Talk about microchips capacities. और आज के डेट में if you know the data analytics is an independent discipline. ये तो अपने आप में it is a discipline now. Data analytics is independent discipline. अपने आप में it's a scientific subject now. Yes. Data is used in addressing problems. Hold on. Flip side बाद में. Flip side जो है वो बाद में. Yes, data is used in driverless car technologies. Data is being used for developing algorithms. पूरा AI, internet technology is running on data, no? Algorithms बन रहे हैं, driverless cars बन रहे हैं. We have got prediction models in terms of consumer choices. Go on, elaborate. It's all elaboration. You're elaborating it. The elaboration continues करेंगे हम. However, data as it becomes more and more critical. It is becoming our curse too. So about 1.5 page approximately. Yes, but now I'm switching. However, data, as it becomes more and more critical, it is also our curse too. more data, more information, comma, or more knowledge, okay, about events doesn't really mean we feel more for the issues, more awareness and more exposure has dulled our emotions. There are more risks to becoming apathetic and okay, less responsive. I'll get it. More information, more knowledge, okay, about events don't really mean we feel more for the issues. So we may understand things better, we know things better, does not mean we feel for the issues more. More awareness, more exposure has dulled our emotions. Okay, there is more risk to becoming apathetic and less responsive. See, the only reason why I'm doing this is you should be able to understand what I mean by elaboration, what I mean by expanding on something. Is this fine? Elaboration. ठीक है, ये सब डेटा के ऊपर है, and this is exactly on the topic. See, what happens is many of us believe writing good essays is about writing more points. Not always. Writing good essays means elaborating, discussing. Okay, writing good essays means writing the same thing in different perspectives, not necessarily more and more new points. Like the description hai, this is part of good essays writing. Okay, so you started the essay by rephrasing the topic. Then you have a contextual current affairs based discussion. Now you're elaborating the topic. So what's the next section? Next is analysis section. इसमें क्या करते हैं? Give reasons. In analysis, what do? We give reasons. Okay. So बताओ अभी तक कितना पेज हो गया आपका? How many pages have you hit till now? I believe it should have been 3.5 page approximately. Okay. You have entered the body now. So we want introduction to be approximately 1.5 to 2 page. Then we have the body. Body must be approximately around 6 to 7 page. And then a conclusion again approximately 2 pages. So kul mila ke 10 pages of discussion. So introduction mein you have the rephrase. Introduction also has the contextual. Body ka pehla part hai elaborate. Elaborate में आपने 1 page लिखा approximately. Okay. So now tell me, in the analysis, I want reasons. Reasons for why more data is better understanding. Okay. And second is why more data dulls our emotions. If you can give 1 or 2 reasons here and give 1 or 2 reasons here, that's good enough. This again is so kul mila ke approximately 1.5 to 2 pages. 1 or 2 reasons here. So I'll suggest take 1 reason here and take 2 reasons here. Why? Because I think dulling of emotion is a more important discussion than more data, more understanding. In fact, this is almost okay, like obvious. ये obvious point है. More data is equal to more information is equal to better okay, a sense of knowing something is equal to better understanding. This is the basis of better okay, thinking. इसमें कोई issue नहीं है ना, is understood. This is obvious point. इसमें ज्यादा कुछ लिखना नहीं है. Okay, more data. Okay, more information. It tells us more about people, more about event. Okay, we have a better way of relating the complexities and examples of this. Yes, we agree. मैं बताया आपको example. Example is like all the modelings that we are doing. So इसमें you don't have to write more. It's more or less extensions of the elaboration. Okay, more data. Okay, is more appreciation. Now you tell me, if you can give me some good reasons as to why more data dulls our emotions. हाँ, इसीलिए इसमें ज्यादा मत लिखो ना, because it is repetitive. Don't write too much here. एक point में काफी है. You don't have to write much here. यहाँ पर लिखना है. That's what I'm saying, Kumar Gaurav. This is more like extensions of the elaboration. अब इसमें बताओ. Tell me now, why more data dulls our emotions? Why? Because, okay, one is we have what's called as data fatigue. Okay, data fatigue. Yes. Okay, our mind stops, okay, registering, okay, beyond a point. It's also called as adaptive accommodation. So when you have got too much of data, okay, you are basically your threshold of acceptance increases. You kind of become numb now. Yes. So more data means, okay, more data means we end up normalizing, okay, the shocks. This is almost this aspect jo hai, it's almost the human way of adjusting and surviving in odd and in difficult conditions. Is it okay? मैं एक या दो reason देके elaborate this. Can you all elaborate? Yes, data fatigue. You know this word called data boredom. Accept it. I'll give you some more ideas here. The mind stops registering. फिर दिमाग में घुसता ही नहीं है. Okay, it's probably something like what's happening when you sit down and study for 7-8 hours for 4-5 days, and the mind goes numb. Okay, आप बोलते रहो, but दिमाग में जा ही नहीं रहा है. Or you start adapting. Okay, because the threshold of acceptance has increased. And then you end up normalizing the shocks. Guys, can you elaborate this with examples? ये कर सकते हो आप लोग? Data fatigue. इसको समझा, इसको बढ़ाओ इसको. Now, I'll give you some concepts on this. Okay, I'll give you some concepts on this. 2-3 points. Okay, I'll share the article with you also. It's a very nice article. Okay, इसी में लिख रहे हैं. It says why more data has a dehumanizing effect. Why more data has dehumanizing effect? One is what is called as, scope severity paradox. This is the additional input from my side. Scope severity paradox means, what this means is scope. What this means is more data and more numbers of shocking details, our responses do not okay, increase in the same proportion. This is one problem. This is a bit of a psychological thing. It's called a scope severity paradox. Yes, nobody remembers the red list data. Okay, so if you keep on hammering one point, beyond a point, your mind goes numb. We have an idea. It's like, 2 elephants die, I am probably 2 points shocked. If 10 elephants die, probably 3 points shocked. If 50 elephants die, I continue to be 3 points shocked. If 100 elephants die, I continue to be 2.8 points shocked. Yes, something like law of absolutely correct. It's something like law of marginal utility. Correct. The more you consume, the less of shock value it has. Exactly what happened in the case of COVID deaths. Beyond a point, we started going numb. Okay. So see, my contention here is examination में ये particular topic नहीं पूछेगा. But can you have a topic where you can write about what numbers, data, media is doing? Can you have some discussion on the import of the way the internet information is flowing on to us? Okay, so ये concepts आप लिख सकते हो ना? I'm sure this exact topic will not be asked. But can you write about the negative consequences of information overload? तो वहां पर ये add करो. An example of the negative import of information overload. It's called a scope severity paradox, similar to law of marginal utility. And the second one, number 2, very interesting discussion is something called as the Sara effect. The Sara effect. Okay. What means is numbers and data by themselves are less likely to evoke emotions compared to if face gets associated with an event. The Sara effect. Okay. So agar aapka kisi ka face is like telling 1,000 people die is not same as the photograph that you see. Okay, 10,000 people were killed is not same as the photo of the child if you have seen as having succumbed. The face is called as the Sara effect. Okay, so what's happening is in today's technologies which are data driven, the face element hai, that is missing. And this is the concept, or this is related to, this is related to our ability to connect and identify with faces and forms better than our connection to numbers. This is a mind thing. That our ability to connect, our ability to identify with faces and forms is much better than our connection to numbers. That's one reason why, yes, we are not machines. That's one reason why many of us do not like mathematics when taught in a mechanical way. But same mathematics taught using animations, the same mathematics taught in terms of using forms, numbers, objects, we remember better. 2 plus 2, 4 is not same as 2 chocolates plus 2 chocolates, and you show a person 2 and 2 chocolates is equal to 4 chocolates. Iska alag impact hai. So I think this is the human mind thing. This is the human mind element. Is it okay? Yes. The face of Lakshmi Agarwal as an acid attack survivor is far more powerful an image than the numbers about the acid attack survivors. We are not machines, absolutely correct. That's why more numbers, even if we understand things better, does not mean they connect better at an emotional level. This is related to our ability to connect and identify with faces and forms is better than our connection to numbers. Yes, absolutely. The crying photo of Rampukar Pandit, okay, represents the agony more than the numbers, okay, about how many migrants. Okay, and this has been a very powerful tool of political propaganda also. Yeah, batting statistics. Anirudh, यही तो चाहिए आपके essays में. जब आप essay लिखो, so now see, you are using a very powerful way of, okay, give an example. Remember I talked about nudge effect. Nudge effect क्या होता है? Give a good example. ये examples are very powerful examples. You write this and write a paragraph on how the crying photo of Ram Kumar Pandit was far more powerful than any other data or number. The batting statistics is not as powerful as seeing the batsman actually play the cricket or play the game. यही आपको लिखकर अनिरुद्ध, okay, Lavansh, you make your essays far more powerful. Okay, can you elaborate this now? I gave you two ways how to elaborate this. So more numbers. So what we're getting is more data, and more information results in what's called as empathy gaps. Results in empathy gaps. Okay, so I'm done with elaboration. I'm done with analysis. Now, say something smart. Something smart. Say something insightful. So in this essay, the Sara effect, this could have been the smart thing to do. Very interesting way of discussing something. The Sara effect could have been, or even the other one, which was your scope severity paradox. ये भी हो सकता था. Okay, or think of a smart dimension. We'll say, okay, is it possible that okay, our society is rapidly getting more and more dehumanized because of better machines. Something like dogs getting increasingly stupid because of long domestication, of forcing them to lose their animal instincts. So I could write probably half a page on this. An interesting insight. It could be Sara effect itself. It could be the scope severity paradox, or this angle. Now, this is entirely your creativity. By the time we finish off these essays, you will have a good range of technical terms to write on. That's why I said, Kumar, कि exactly यही topic नहीं पूछेगा. Okay, they will not ask same topic, but can you use the information from this in any other topic? That's the idea. So ये topic तो एक बहाना है आपको सिखाने के लिए. Okay, so I'm explaining what do I mean by. Now see, ये section जो है, this section is something I can't teach you very honestly. This is entirely your creativity. Can you suggest something interesting that you think you can write on? Let's see. I gave a dimension. I would write on, is it possible that our society is rapidly getting more and more dehumanized because of better machines? because of better data management based machines, because of better AI. Okay, so something like dogs getting more and more stupid, okay, because of long domestication, forcing them to lose animal instincts. Can I discuss this? I remember a couple of years ago, ज़्यादा नहीं 2-3 साल पहले ही, when I used to lose my way, I used to get more and more anxious. But today, you have got the data-driven Google map. Okay, when I lose my way, I'm not as concerned. I'm almost like emotionless. कोई बात नहीं होता है. Google में दोबारा डाल दिया, reroute, I'm home. Okay, so the emotional anxiety था, it is now probably taking an opposite direction. Yes, it's like making friends with a machine. Okay, I have heard about people talking to Siri. Siri is an example of a data-driven AI. Okay, now tell me, can you write about an Indian specific or maybe any global specific discussion कर सकते हो आप लोग? Give an example of an Indian example where the data has desensitized us, or give me a global example where the data has desensitized us. ज़्यादा नहीं 2 पैराग्राफ लिखना है. Okay, so global angle में we can talk about what conflicts data tell us. I think the best is global warming wala data. We are increasingly desensitized here. Okay, and Indian case में, okay, corruption issues. Indian case में rural poverty के numbers, and if you can manage, can you talk about our desensitization of the price rise? ये दिखता है आपको? अगर हर 2 दिन में आपका प्राइस बढ़ता रहेगा, you get desensitized. Yeah, the energy with which we pursued corruption in 2012, 2013, the Nirbhaya case of 2011, 2012. Okay, today we are almost desensitized to the social problems of our society. Your choice. The plight of migrant, yes. Take up any one, Indian dimension or the global dimension. Link it with maybe global warming, the amount of data that we have. And यहाँ पर ना अच्छा होगा if we quote some numbers here. The rate of extinction of wildlife, the rate of loss of forests, the rate at which we have melting glaciers, the rate of melting Antarctic ice sheets, the increasing incidences of cyclones, the increasing incidences of droughts. You can go on there. And increasingly, we don't feel much about those issues. We don't feel much about those issues. Okay. Now, what can the solutions be? And what can be the way forward? Solutions and way forward. Now see, this is my suggestion to all of you. आपको कोई भी solution पूछेगा ना, you link this with 1 or 2 of this. What can governance do? Laws, institutions do? What can we do with national education policy? What does it tell us? What can we do with family values and upbringing? How do we make people more and more sensitized? What can the media do? Maybe moderate. Okay. And what can the society in general do? आपका कोई भी solution होगा ना, it can be 1 or more of these points. Your choice. Any solution, कोई भी problem होगा solution का, say problem होगा, solution can be around this. It can be around this. So we can talk about governance, maybe some kind of laws to protect information overload. Maybe some kind of agencies that monitor, that verify and monitor data sharing. Okay, media ka maybe some kind of self control. Okay, self-induced. Okay, say management. Education policy can limit exposure to a certain type of media. Our books can be more sensitively written. Hamare books jo hain, they can be more sensitively written. Make sense, all of you? So maybe one page on solutions. So essentially, solutions are around some kind of social intervention, interventions by the government in how they manage and control exposing children to desensitized information. How can education policy manage the information overload? Something on those lines. Yes. So I think these are very good ways, okay, of writing solutions on any topic. Solutions on any topic. Governance, NEP, family values and upbringing, some kind of self-regulation by the media, and society in general. Society in general. Or conclusion kaisa hoga aapka? Conclusion, I said, restate and rephrase. Rephrase and maybe something futuristic. If we can do this, very good. If we can't control this, we are going to have problems. This could be probably maybe 1 page or 1.5 page, approximately 200, 150, 200 words. The jottings, kitna page hua aapka? 5 pages. Just the jottings, okay? If elaborate, can't you stretch this to 10 pages? If you elaborate this, can your essay become 10 pages now? Can you all write this essay on these lines? लिख के आप share करो, अपने आप देखो whether your essay looks nice or not. And plus I'll share one article. ये आपको link दिलवा देंगे, okay? There's an article by Martin Harrison. इसी से मैंने उठाया है the concept of Sara Effect and the concept of your scope Severity paradox. Okay, I'll give this article to you. Okay, it says large numbers are dehumanizing. So should a big data worry us? An article by Martin Harrison, Martin, Martin Harrison. Large numbers are dehumanizing. Okay, so should big data worry us? Very nice article. You can use a lot of information from this. Maybe a couple of sentences also. There's a very powerful sentence. This can become your quote. Likho aap, all of you likho aap. This could become your quote. In fact, isme jo ek paragraph hai, paragraph on the 5th page hai. We take a printout. It says, big numbers dehumanize us, and bigger the numbers, worse the effect. Bigger the numbers, worse the effect.